Right now, I am standing in the center of what I believe to be one of the most significant buildings in all of zombies, the Henge, but you may better know it as the Fly Trap. This structure right here is what essentially launched not only our beloved zombie storyline, but our beloved Easter egg quest. It started with this Henge tucked away in the back corner of Der Riese, and when we shot it with a pack-a-punch weapon, it came to life, and Samantha scattered several toys around the map and we would find them. That was the original Easter egg. There was no cutscene, there was no reward, there was just a game, and it took us on a path that we never predicted. Right now, the Fly Trap might not look like much, just a hunk of concrete in the middle of a field, but trust me when I say, there's more to this place than meets the eyes. It is within the Project Riese facilities that litter the mountains around me that the original inspiration for the zombie storyline first came from. When you begin a game of Der Riese, you're told you're near Breslau, Germany. Breslau, Germany is actually a region of Poland now, but at the time it was considered Germany. The city of Breslau eventually became the city of Wrocław, and 45 minutes south of the city of Wrocław you will find the Eulenbergen, or the Owl Mountains, and it was in these mountains during the war that the Nazis had built 7 different facilities around it in what would be called Project Riese, or Project Giant, and this is where the map Der Riese derives its name. It was known as Der Riese, the Giant. A lot of people already know that, but when you look around it now, you're like, well, where is the rest of Der Riese? Where is everything? Well, a lot of it is gone, and a lot of it is also underground. I mean, there are some images of what the place looked like originally, but this is right now all that's really left. The Henge and several underground caves. A lot of the original documents actually ended up being destroyed, and this is what allowed the floodgates for conspiracy theories to open, and these conspiracy theories are what inspired our storyline. The Nazis who survived the war will tell you that Project Riese was intended to be a headquarters for the Fuhrer. The goal was to build a vast network of tunnels underground and in the Owl Mountains, and by doing this, they could then put their factories underground, and this would protect them from Allied bombings. This was a problem they had where a number of their factories were being bombed and they weren't able to produce enough for the war effort. This ultimately led to the demise of Nazi Germany. However, they claim that this was intended to be a factory, and we see that in-game when Der Riese even says Waffenfabrik, or weapons factory, and in-game this is where stuff like the Wunderwaffe and the ray gun and the monkey bombs were produced. Now, conspiracy theorists will tell you otherwise, and in fact this was all just a cover-up. It wasn't just a normal factory, they were building wonder weapons. The most famous Wunderwaffe story to come out of Der Riese would have to be Die Glocke, or the Bell. We know it best as the teleporter. It was reportedly a ceramic-like structure that was 12 to 15 feet high and shaped like a bell, and reportedly was an anti-gravity device. Legend said that it used some kind of electromagnetic propulsion to allow itself to lift up into the air. This was the original inspiration for the teleporter. And the craziest thing about all of it is where I'm standing right now, in the center of the Henge, and in this pit right here, is where it would have originally stood, right down here. And this Henge behind me was used as a framework to hold it in place, so it would lift up into the air and then chains would hold it in place, and this would allow them to test this device, or at least that's what the legends say. There have also been other legends that it was a time machine, all sorts of crazy conspiracies. None of it remains today. The only thing left of that legend right now is the Henge. When you walk around a place like Der Riese, it's definitely easy to indulge in the conspiracy theories. They're fun, they're interesting, and it adds a unique twist to history. It's totally understandable why Treyarch would take a lot of this for their storyline. And you know what? This place, not only is it the birthplace of Der Riese, it's the real life Der Riese, but it's the birthplace of the zombie storyline. And to me, that's one of the most coolest things about standing in the center of the Fly Trap.